Tidewater that time. Next year, the Mets could have another player who remembers. He is Tom Seaver. If they come to contract terms, Tom Seaver will rejoin the Mets. General Manager Frank Cashen struck the deal with Cincinnati Reds President Dick Wagner today. The compensation for the three-time Cy Young Award winner was not discussed, although it's thought the Mets will have to send at least one of the young pitchers to the Reds in addition to other players. There's Nancy. Another 27-year-old right-handed pitcher, Mike Scott, will not be one of those players. He was sent to Houston today for 25-year-old outfielder-infielder Danny Heap Scott, 7-13 for the Mets. Heap batted .237 in 85 games for the Astros. In other deals today, the
receive as compensation, but one thing is certain: the three-time Cy Young Award winner will be in a Mets uniform come next spring. Watched his 3,000th career strikeout in April of '81. The victim, Keith Hernandez. '82 was an off year for Tom. He requested a trade and named the Mets as one of the teams he'd like to go to. The Mets said they'd like to have him end his career here in New York, and the fans are happy to have old Tom Terrific back.
I think later, Tom Seaver is back home. It's official. He's a Met again. The man who brought us Miss Piggy and
All right, Michelle, a little more pleasant story. Tom Seaver, after being away for 5.5 years, has returned with the Mets, becomes the highest paid pitcher in the history of the ball club. 4-year contract through age 41, approximately $750,000 per year, incentive clause depending on the number of innings he pitches. Seaver will also, by the way, the Mets say, be the opening day pitcher against the Phillies. Now, based solely on last year's performance, Seaver himself told me today that he would not have recommended this deal.
I wouldn't have recommended it. I don't, you know, if I were out there looking at the way I pitched last year, it was awful. It was dreadful. But I don't think there's anything physically wrong with me, and I think I'll be able to pitch this year. I think I'll be able to pitch well.
You said it was tough for you last year. You're having a tough year. You were away from your family, and the Reds were in last place. If the Reds had been in first place, do you think you'd be here right now?
No, honestly, I don't think so. No, I mean, and for them to be in first place, obviously, I would have had to have had a decent year and pitched the kind of year that Tom Seaver had. And the thought of coming back to this ball club never really entered my mind, or I didn't have any feelings about that until this season. And it was difficult for the entire organization. It was just a tough year in Cincinnati.
Would 15 games, winning 15 games, be a reasonable amount of games in your mind? Would you be satisfied with that this coming season?
Well, you can't really be satisfied numerically. I mean, off the top of my head, I would say that'd be terrific. If I were to win 15 games, a minimum of 15 games, at least 15 games, I think it'd be terrific. Because if I do win 15 games, I'm going to have to pitch well.
All right, number 41, Tom Seaver.
They have created an occasional hot ticket and making the official announcement that Tom Seaver is back with the Mets. The trade announced today, it will be pitcher Charlie Palaio and 2 minor leaguers going to the Reds for Seaver, who signed a long-term contract with the first year of that contract guaranteed. And our Don Gould was at the news conference out at Shea.
They say it's better the second time around. Ask Liz and Dick. In a few months, you'll get to ask Tom Seaver. The most prominent hero of the '69 world champion says he's not the same pitcher we saw in the Mets' glory days, but the 3-time Cy Young Award winner thinks there are a few more than 264 wins left in his 38-year-old arm.
If I had a goal for innings pitched, it would be a numerical goal for Tom Seaver for the year would be 250 innings pitched and hopefully win 15 ball games. I would be more than happy if I could bounce back and do that. I've got to prove it to myself. I've got to prove it to the fans. I've got to prove it to this organization, and I have to prove it to my teammates.
So Tom Seaver is back. And